afternoon. It's Quant Trade Edge, and I'd forgotten to put in a couple of setups that we saw on the S&P today. Just wanted to show you how to continue to read the structure as you go. Towards the end of the day, as we started, as we filled this gap and started pushing towards the Globex lows, we started getting little pullbacks. This was a one-period pullback, a one-legged pullback, and here was actually a very clean two-legged pullback. If we put our Gann counter on it, you'll see we had this tight pattern, and I like to call that a tight pattern too. I like the tight patterns work better in my opinion, and the tightest pattern is just up, down, up, and then trigger. So it's not obviously the tightest, but it's still fairly tight. And this gave a relatively small risk bar that was able to get over 2R, which when you're late in a trend, that's not a bad target. And then one other thing I just wanted to point out, after we refused to get down below, I was looking for this to do more of 4R closer to this 70 level. Would have taken about another 5 points. And as we started turning back up and realizing we're not going to get that, I started watching for U-turns. Sometimes the end of day deal flow can cause a little bit of a spike into the close, and I just wanted to be ready in case that were to happen. So in following our structure here on a 2-minute chart, you see that we got an A, B, C down, and this, you'll get good at noticing these yourself, but this last wave down on the 2-minute and this first wave up, we now have a swing up greater than the previous swing down. So that basically means a higher high, a higher low, and then turning up from there is your trigger. And this was 91.75. We made it as high as 97.25 or 96.75 over here, but not a bad gig to just scalp 5 points here off of this little 2-minute structure. So that's just how you want to keep watching a market, until you get really proficient. Stick to one market, maybe 2 time frames, and really just pay attention to the swings on a daily basis. In fact, I'll make this a mini counting video because I know I'm behind on everyone's request for that. But here from the open, we've got one swing up, one swing down, swing up, swing down. So this first swing up, because of the gap, it's kind of hard to assess. But then our first full swing was 2 swings down that took out this low. Then from that point, we got one swing up. This being outside, inside, inside. This basically formed an ID2, which is a form of hoagie, and got a little bit of follow through there. Now on the way down, a 1, 2. So now we're starting to get more than 2 legs to the downside, which typically means it's a higher time frame pattern. So we got 3 waves to the downside, and this is all really just one leg up. So again, with our primary trend being down, notice that each of the up legs are showing up as one-legged moves. Down here, one-legged move, down here, the first 2-legged move of the day, which led to this final 2-legged move down. And then this is kind of your chop into the end of the day. But that's just something to stay aware of. One, which direction has the one-legged swings versus the 2-legged swings, and 2, what is the size of each swing relative to the previous swing? If from the open, we got down below the open, then we had a smaller swing up, and then we've had a multi, 3 swing down, really telling you that the direction is down. Then only a 1 swing up, and this 1 swing up didn't even get very far. Relative to this last 3-legged swing down, less than half. You got to the 38.2, but not the 50%. And then another big swing down, just this one swing is bigger than, this previous swing. And then again, just a very quick reprise, and, the foot's back on the proverbial throat down there, sending that down. And then here's the first reprise of kind of a two-legged swing, which is, sometimes can be the last flag in a move, depending on the rhythm. But we got this down move here. So we'll see how this plays out tomorrow. And I'm sorry, this was just a short view of bar counting. I definitely have a much more comprehensive lesson in the works. But for now, just took that opportunity to give you a little more practice on that. Anyway, drop a like, subscribe, ask me questions. Happy to answer them.